and just talk with them, get to know them. But no matter what, buy them a shake, introduce them to people, and find people that they have something in common with and show them around the club. I guess those are the 4 things I do no matter what.
So how do you know who to introduce them to that they have something in common with? What have you already done?
Generally, I've already asked them what they like to do, asked them things about themselves, like if it was an invite or whenever I got to know them. So then I already know something about them, so that I know who best to talk to them about. If they really want to lose lots and lots of weight, or if they need to start a health journey pretty much from scratch, I know that I can relate to them on that level. I can introduce them to somebody who's lost. I could introduce them to Jay or Nikki or something like that. If I know that they love sports, I would go to, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now. I would go to Diaz for like soccer. I would go to just people like that. Since we're around each other so much, who to go to. And everybody's so friendly anyway. It wouldn't really matter if they have that much in common or not, because we're all going to be friendly to them regardless. But it's always cool when they have a little key element that they can really relate to someone else with.
Perfect. That's great. I love it. Good tips. Okay. Who's next? Rod or Albert? Albert?
I'll go. Mine are pretty similar to Christine's. Just introducing to people. Usually I don't, and I should start doing. I should start going to more of the events at the fit clubs at the nutrition center. I just go to the Sunday Fit Club, and it's basically the family fit. And so when I invite people down there, I make sure I introduce them to Shakira and Israel, and they're really nice. Make them feel comfortable. Make sure that I'm participating in the fit club, not just standing on the sidelines watching them. I'm making sure that, I'm a part of it. And then if they come down to the club, just basically kind of the same things Christine talked about, buy them a shake, kind of show them around, sit down. And I'm not so much, unless like, Robert or like Tarn are there, I just kind of take them off to one of the tables and just kind of talk to them, because most of the people I'm dealing with now are in my kind of my warm market still. So still circle of influence people that I'm talking to. So I can just kind of have a one-on-one conversation, because I pretty much have if not a good relationship, at least I know this person from wherever, and I can, we can talk about, things in common. So those are kind of things. And then obviously show them around the club, so they can see, where we have our wellness workshops, where we have, where we do our numbers, all that. So that's pretty much what I do.
Great. Rod? Do you do anything different? If you do something different than the last 2, could you share those?
Yeah, when it comes to supporting, what I do is, it's similar, but one thing I do when I learn something about the client and they're at an event, I make sure that a person is available for them to talk to. Mainly the first person to talk to is always a upline. Our tab team member is Nick or Susan. Because setting that foundation, they set the foundation really great because they have the experience. Mm-hmm. And then, let's see. Supporting, always make sure that I know 3 solid things that they want to do, like goal setting. So when I'm there with them, I always ask them, what was the best thing that they did there? What was their favorite part? And then another thing is, is that align? If their goal is to lose weight, I was like, can you see yourself losing weight at the facility, or do you see yourself coming down here often? I always try to ask them those questions to reinforce their goals.
That's cool.
That's one thing I always do.
Okay. A tip that I got when it comes to, because we've all mentioned that we try to like pair them up with someone so they get to know more people is kind of setting up that person. So Christine's right, like anyone will talk to anyone, you know, because we're just that nice, but it can get a little bit awkward, like, oh, here's this random dude I just met, talk to them. And then they're like, oh, hey, what's up? You know, like there's no like preface for it. So what the tip was that I got is like just even a quick little thing, like if it's something they have in common, oh, hey, this is, you know, this is Rod. It's his first time down. He's like super into soccer. You know, Diaz, I know you've been playing for a long time. You have a soccer club on Friday, right? Do you mind telling him a little bit about it? Something so that, and then they might talk about something completely different, but at least it sets the foundation for it so that that initial talk isn't like, what am I supposed to talk to this guy about? You know, because once you get the ball flowing, then, you know, it's fine. But so the tip was to always have like just that first quick little thing, even like it's their first time down, they're interested in losing weight. Can you tell them your story? It's, you know, I met them at Sprouts. You know, they love grocery shopping, you know, like make some funny joke or like whatever it is that breaks the ice, so that it's not so weird. So that was something that I wasn't so good at before. Actually, I was really good at the awkward part. So making sure that I fix that is something that I've been working on. So does anyone have any questions when it comes to supporting a guest? Is what you like, are your tips working? Like when a guest comes down and you're doing what you just shared, do they come back? Are they loving it? Do they feel comfortable?
Oh yeah, they feel comfortable, and you know, always set up a follow-up for the next thing that we're doing or some action steps before we leave the event. So you know, if they're starting to plan, it depends on if I'm doing the numbers. You know, we always do that. That's easy. But if they're not doing an evaluation or assessment, you know, I get some action steps from them, or I get a confirmed commitment for the next thing that we're doing before they leave.
Cool.
So yeah, we're gonna fix up. It's always something that we're doing next, or when are we doing the assessment?
Okay.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the fit clubs, like I said, I don't come down to the club during the week for those clubs. How do you set your, like, say your beginners up? How do you know which workout, or all the workouts pretty much, you know, all levels, or
everything is all levels?
Because I wouldn't bring like a beginner to our, well, I'm not going to say that. I don't know. So everything is all levels. So
everything should be able to be all levels. So like, even though, like, I'm sure you're just going to say you wouldn't bring a beginner to Family Fit.
I was going to say shred camp.
Shred camp. So that's a good example.
But Robert said it's for all levels, you know.
Right, but on the surface, it can look like it's pretty crazy, but then it's got to be on an individual basis. So like even with our regular Fit Club where it's got the different stations, at the beginning of every station, they ask, does anyone have any, need any alternatives, any injuries? And then they'll find a different exercise for them to do. And as a person who's bringing a guest down, one, you should have asked that already. Like, you know, when they first get down, like, oh, you know, first of all, you can kind of tell if they're in shape, you know, and then you can ask if they're injuries. If they do have something that's different, my recommendation is that you work out with them and you do the exercises that they're doing so that they at least feel like one person's doing something with them and they're not like the one who's holding everyone back.
Okay. Perfect.
But any workout on that schedule, like the whole point is an all-inclusive. It's not to get a good workout. It's to make everyone feel welcome.
Okay. Thank you.
And if you're worried about it too, you could always go to the person who's leading it, like right beforehand, and say, I have this new person, like, you know, they haven't worked out in 10 years. You know, can you pay a little bit of extra attention to us?
Yeah, Shakira did that. I brought somebody down last week, and she was kind of modified the exercises for the person I brought down, and I kind of did them with her. So
perfect.
That worked out good. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. I appreciate you guys being on the call. We're just about to finish our first week, and you guys have been super consistent, so I really appreciate that. Tomorrow's topic is client follow-up. So they're already a client, and now what are you doing with them? How are you keeping them engaged? How are you keep making sure that they continue to follow up with you? All those things. The homework for today is to ask someone, preferably someone who's a little bit newer, what it was about the first time they came down that made them want to come back. So I say someone newer because it's fresher in their head, but it doesn't have to be. But what it was that made them want to keep coming back, and share that on the page with us.
Awesome.
Cool? You guys good?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
all good.
See you tonight for chips. And you guys have a great Thursday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.